Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies, and this is Bart doing a quick hitter all by myself. However, Scott will be here in his rookie self from back in 1993. I'll flash that picture up a few more times as we go through the show. So what is this? I have many samples back there. And at the end of the year, and I know some of you have heard this, but I'll say it again in case we get a new listener, viewer. I like to grab them blind. I will sample them. I don't know if it's a bourbon, scotch, world whiskey. I don't know. In the meantime, a lot of times I'll tell an interesting story from something that happened in the year. But Scott retired in 2021, so I'm sharing stories from our past. Now, at some point, he may come on and we'll tell him from his version or his viewpoint, but it's just me. So you're going to get my viewpoint and the ones and why they mattered. So first, let's just come in and do the tasting. So if you just want to know the whiskey, you can get to that. And then if you want to know the whole story thing, which will be called Tell the Truth. It's titled Tell the Truth. Oh boy, this is a bourbon. That's a nice char bourbon there. Ooh, my goodness. I get wood char. I get just a heavy oak. I get a caramel pulling up out of there. Oh, a little bit of furniture polish. Boy, that's a caramel. I feel like this sat in some Kentucky warehouse right in the middle, and it just cooked. It's got good color to it too, if that shows. Not that that means anything necessarily, but they don't add color if it's a bourbon. Oh wait. I got a lot of rye in there. So that's either a high rye bourbon. Well, that's a big old rye. That feels more like a rye, but yeah, this is boy, this got to be a rye here. Because I'm getting, just got corn too. Hard to tell. Hold on, let me add a water, a little drop of water in there. That's interesting, because I got the peppery rye, and I like dill rye as well, but a good strong black pepper rye, I dig it. They're powerful, and that's what I'm getting here. Let me see. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is a rye. Man, it's even sweeter. Boy, it's like the weird thing is it's like a caramel corn with a pepper rye in it. Delicious smell. Higher proof. Wow. Still peppery. And it's got a little musk in it. It's got like a peppery musk. What is this? Well, Bulleit Bourbon. Higher rye, 62.7 mash bill, cask strength. If I remember right, the Bulleit Bourbon does have a higher amount of rye in it, but it is a bourbon. Man, I would have called that all rye. I would have called that like a Pikesville or something. Man, that is good. That is tasty. Wow, nice Bulleit Bourbon there. Goodness. All right, well, you can see that's what happens. I would have told you that was a big old rye. So what's Tell the Truth other than this? So Tell the Truth is this. Again, I think we're sitting off of another dope house. There were dope houses all over the place back in '96. That's one thing that made it such a violent time. There was a lot of gangs that would fight each other over turf, or just because they hated each other because there was a shooting 2 years ago and it was payback, or if they saw each other, they just light it up. So if you sat on these homes and gave them some attention, you'd even get all these calls coming in from the neighborhood. There's nothing better than an angry older woman, usually a grandma that lives on the block. She's tired of getting her stuff stolen by all these crackheads that keep showing up. And would call in and say, do something about that house. It's a rental, and some folks moved in, and everything's going downhill since they moved in. They're selling drugs, and they just wanted peace. So To tell the truth, though, had nothing to do with that other than I remember we were sitting there watching a house, and Scott starts talking and saying, hey, sooner or later, we're going to get into some, I think we'd been in a tussle or two maybe, but he goes, we'll get into something, and let's say we get into a big fight, and I end up kicking a guy in the face. Now, what's funny is that story should have been flipped around, because later on, keep watching the series, because I'll get to a situation where I kick somebody. But he says, if I kick somebody or somebody else does, or what, meaning an officer, and we're in a big fight or something, you just record what you saw. You tell the truth, whatever it is. He goes, if anybody ever comes to you and says, don't tell anybody you said that. He goes, they're full of crap, and they shouldn't even be here, because you just report what you see. If they've done something wrong, they can be disciplined, fired, or whatever. Or maybe I think they did something wrong, but I didn't see they had a knife in the hand. The bad guy had a knife, so yeah, he kicked them. Got it, whatever. But he said, you just tell the truth. You just say what happened. Nice and easy. What did you see? Tell it. That's pretty easy. I was like, got it. He goes, because I think with him being on, I don't know if he'd seen this or if he just knew. He said, but he goes, let's do a mythical. This is a made-up situation. Let's say something's going on, and I kick a guy in the head because, whatever, he's got a hammer in his hand or something, or I think he does, or whatever the scenario was. And you think, oh man, Scott shouldn't have kicked that guy. He's in trouble. And so you admit it. You omit it. You don't put it in, or you say you didn't see it. He goes, when I go in there, I'm going to tell them I did it. And if they say, well, could Bart see you? Yeah, he was standing right next to me. He saw it. And then if you went in and said you didn't see it, you're fired. Now, that's how a police department works, at least ours does. If you tell a lie, you're gone. You can't testify. If your credibility's shot, you're done. So you're fired. If you lie, it's a termination offense. So he's real clear. He said, you go in and just say what happened. If somebody did something wrong, they should get some discipline. If they did something illegal, they'll be charged criminally. But you just say what you saw, and then let the chips fall where they will. Like, boom. That's perfect advice to hear. So you hear that through the academy and stuff. But when your partner sitting right next to you is reinforcing that, my friends, is how you end up with a very, very good police department. A very good police department, in my opinion, Wichita, Kansas. So, I've been here 27 years. Is it 27? I think it is. But that's the secret. It's at that baseline level. A cop that's been on 2.5 years telling his brand new 6-month rookie, tell the truth. And let the chips fall where they fall. Bam. And that's why this is Bulleit Bourbon, cask strength, and not a rye. Tell the truth. That's what it is. Scotch It, you Scotch gods. That worked out pretty well. I saw it and said, dang, maybe I should say it's a Bulleit rye. Nope. Tell the truth. That's a Bulleit Bourbon cask strength, baby. 62.7%. Scotch It, you Scotch gods.